Hey, this is MassX with a brand new Elpis Fallen Star video. This game just opened up on an open beta, so if you're an Android user, you can go to the Google Play Store right now, and if you're in the United States, the UK, and or the Philippines, you can go ahead and jump into this open beta to test this game out. So I wanted to jump into it and see what this game really is about. Well, graphically, it's really nice. It's clean and crisp. You're seeing some of the beginning of the game right now behind you on the screen. I've played it for quite a bit, so we'll go a little bit more in depth after we just talk about some of the basics first. But as you can see, it is a grid-based game. So where you place your characters, the further along and the more difficult it gets, becomes very important to where they go to attack. It will have a full auto mode, or you can turn that off and effectively control certain aspects of the game itself, which can become important when you're choosing your characters. Ultimates is what we'll call them, because that's basically what they are. So it does become more crucial. Early game, not so much. The AI actually is surprisingly well written, so does do pretty darn good. Your characters are going to have the ability to have leader skills once you limit break them. Those leader skills also are going to become incredibly important for how you set up your team and who you are going to use on the field, because of course that is going to give you a global to your team ability or abilities that can help your team win. So you do have to pay attention to that. Now what you see on the screen now is what effectively is the ultimates, and what will happen is once the cooldowns have passed, you can go through and pick in the order, and this order does base itself partially on how they are gridded on the screen. So it is important, your placement, because you want certain characters to be in a certain order to come up. The more you expand your team, and you are able to expand the amount of characters as you progress further in the game, it becomes less of a problem to a certain degree, because you'll have multiples of same type characters, so you'll get a choice of which one to use. But it is a nice thing. It's interesting because you build up the energy to use your ultimates, and then what happens is you only have a certain amount of characters that can use those ultimates, as you're going to see on the screen. So what happens is you will pick through them, but when you expand out your team, or if you have multiples of the same type of character, only one of those multiples of the same type of a character can be used at a time, and then the other ones, the one that you use will go into a cooldown, so the next time around, more often than not, you can't pick that one, so then you have no choice. But again, it works to the strategy of the game. So there is a little bit more thought in this game that you would normally not see. You know, they are chibi based on the field, which again, doesn't bug me. Has a very, how should I put this? It doesn't at all, of course, look like Blue Archive, but it has that feel, the combat system, a lot of parts to it. So if you're a player of that, you will have some familiarity with the game. There's some really other nice things that they have included so far, and I hope when they do a full global launch, they are still there. They have a starter banner where after 40 pulls, you're guaranteed a 5-star. The drop rates have been phenomenal, but again, this is an open beta, so we'll see what happens in reality. And on the screen there, you can see where now I have a choice of 2 different ones. And so yeah, it does have a bit of strategic thinking in it. Again, I'm not telling you that this is a brain drain by no means, but there is some serious thought into how they put this. And it actually, after a while, when you expand into the tougher levels and expand out into other areas of the game, you can see now what they were thinking, and it does have an impact on how you not only structure your teams, but how you, if you're able to beat certain other teams or boss monsters, etc. in the game. So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise, I must say, because I honestly just thought this was just going to be another one of those complete RPG manager type, you know, completely auto idols. This one has a little bit more thought process in it, which shouldn't shock me to some degree, because the developer here or I should say publisher for this game also does Haze Reverb, which, if you have played that game, is something not like a lot of other games. It never really took off globally that well, but it has a lot of intricacies to it, and you were using a lot of characters, and it was actually at times, I don't want to say confusing, but you really had to pay attention to what you were doing to surpass certain levels in the setups. So it doesn't shock me that they're bringing a game that has some of those similarities, but definitely not as, I don't want to say difficult, but not as excessive. So this game does have a little bit of that feel, but again, I digress. It really does feel like, though, it has that basic backbone of like Blue Archive. So it will be interesting to see what people think about this game. If this is a little, maybe this game would have been much bigger if it was 3 years ago. You know, now everybody's all into open world and freedom and one-on-one fighting, which is not, I'm not going to say is a bad thing. So I'm not sure how this game will take. It has to find its niche. But if you're into these turn-based type games and you like the aesthetic that you're seeing on the screen, hey, it's an open beta. Just go have some fun. It is going to be a total wipe, so just do whatever you want. Spend all your resources. They're giving you lots of stuff so you can build things up very quickly, and just have some fun with it for a week. If you like it, you play through till the the open beta is over with, and if you don't, you just delete it, and you know not to try it out when it releases globally. In the description, they are starting to release some codes. Any codes that are available at the time of me publishing this video, I will put into the description. I'll also have links to not only the Google Play Store to download it, but also to the Discord, the official Discord, the website, as well as their X account, if you want to take a look a little further into it. But, you know, as you can see in the background, doing those polls, and now here's my 5-star guaranteed, and I'll show you all these characters, but I gotta say, Kaguya, holy hell. If I play this game when it comes out globally, I will be picking her again as my 5-star pick. She is an absolutely insane tank. I know somebody that's also playing this right now, and I think they picked, not that character, yeah, Timmy. And Timmy's turned out to be a pretty good DPS, but boy, for me, hands down, it was going with that frontline tank, because you're in that map situation where you're having to set up characters, and a lot of times there's stronger monsters in certain areas of the map that's across from you. You want that wall to stop those higher level characters. And when I say wall, literally when you do the ultimate, it is a wall, to say the least at that. So Kaguya is a hell of a pickup, but you can kind of see all the roster of characters, at least the 4-star, the SSRs, whatever you want to call them. And like I said, they're giving you lots of resources, so it's easy to enhance up your characters. You're able to see all the characters available, which is kind of nice in their library. This game will be using dupes, so what they call it is Awaken, So if you pull a secondary third copy of a character, you can awaken them, which of course is going to power them up even more. So it's nice. They have implemented systems like other games, some better, some worse. This one seems to be right down the middle, where you are going to get benefit though, on top of getting the extra power to your character that you do. It will also give some power up to the team universally, which I always like to see. And there's that wall. Look at that thing. That shield just, you can't even see the character. It's all shield. I think it's freaking hilarious. But it does what it's supposed to do. And that character alone has been pushing me heavily through content. And when I talk about content in this game, there is a lot of content. The more you open up, the more you push, it starts to really open up a lot of options. They have a little open world type map that you're going to be able to go through to look for resources, to interact with the story itself, which is not where the main story is, such as you see here. This is the main story area, as well as other groupings of enemies that you're going to be able to fight. So it has an excellent array of stuff to do once you keep pushing it. I've been skipping mostly through the story. The story itself is engaging. I wouldn't say it's the best story in the world. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but there's always a skip feature. So if you're not a story person, boom, you are right through it, which is really nice. So yeah, I wanted to put this out there because anybody that has an Android in the US, UK, or Philippines can go ahead and play this. The duration is going to be until the 30th of August. So keep that in mind so you can hop in, hopefully get a couple days in on this. Ahead and pushed forward to where I'm at currently in the game, so you can kind of see now the UI and everything that is showing on the screen, just to give you some familiarity. There is these pre-registration rewards. You are going to get Ghost Queen on day 2. I hope they keep that for global launch. The character looks absolutely sick. You get some stuff for the account binding and a whole host of stuff. Now that Deadly Crisis, that is your main story area, as well as the Explorer Recruitment is your recruitment area, and they are going to be putting out some banners during this open beta, so you'll be able to see what possibly could be the first characters to come when this does officially launch in all jurisdictions. On top of that, you have these Rift area and your daily trials, your promotional rewards, all sorts of stuff that they're going to give you. They give you a lot of stamina. I hope they keep that in the game. It's basically based on time of day. There's 4 times a day. It's a significant amount. I've yet to run out on anything. The Abyss exploration was what I was discussing earlier, the open map where you can go ahead and explore. You're going to be looking for things such as some materials to collect, and there'll also be, like I said, monsters, enemies that you are going to be able to play against in the game. As you can see too, the UI is very clean and very easy to use. If you go into Deadly Crisis, your journey is your main story area. You have an area where you're going to be able to farm supplies. You have Hollow Rift area, another area, and then 2 more that I've yet to open, Gloryland and Illusory Realm. So plenty of content in this game. The market itself is going to show all different stuff that you can pick up. I do like that they did go ahead and put in here some of the pricing so you can get a kind of gauge on what they're looking at. Now again, if they give anything close to the resources they're giving now, this game could very well be very free to play friendly. But even looking at the prices, like special deals, the highest thing in here is $20. The supply boost, you know, this is your basic currency, which most people don't usually buy, is, you know, 99 cents, 5, 15, 30, 50, you know, and 100. No shockers there. Like I always say, I wish there was no $100 packs anymore. I think that's unnecessary in this day and age. But their pricing, for the most part, that I've seen in areas of this game seems very reasonable. But as I said, if they keep anything close to what they're giving in resources and the ability for character draws, this game definitely will have an edge and help out people that are free to play only. You have an emblem area that's going to help power up your characters and teams. You have your expedition team. You do have clans, guilds, whatever you want to call them in the game itself. There's a drill area where you are doing training for all different types of character types in there to gain more experience, etc., for those characters. So yeah, it's a very well fleshed out game. I can see why this is open beta. This is probably their last check to make sure everything is working fine, and so far so good for me, at least. So all the information is going to be in the description, any codes that are available, links to download the game to play in this open beta. But if it's something that interests you, I would say take a little time out, have some fun. Doesn't cost you anything, and if you turn out to really enjoy it, then this is something that you can put on pre-registration and have something to look forward to in the future. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.